All right, here we go. Wednesday is the new Netflix series, and I was really excited to see this series because I love the Addams Family, I love the 90s movies, and I was excited to see Tim Burton direct the Addams project. I was like, finally! I was like, yes, this is a slam dunk. It's like, this is the most perfect combination of the worlds. You have the correct director known for dark and gothic things to have the biggest goth and dark project well known throughout the world. So basically, I was really excited when they announced Wednesday and Tim Burton's attached to it, and also Alan Goff and Miles Miller. This couldn't be wrong. I'm huge. I love Smallville, so they were creators of the Smallville. So I was like, this show could get any better. And then we get Cat and Zeta-Jones, Luz Guzman, Jenny Ortega. I was just like, you got me, I'm sold. And of course, you gotta wear the Nightmare Before Christmas show. It's Tim Burton, come on baby. Now this show is, more focused on Wednesday. Basically we get to see Wednesday, being this will be a spoiler review, now just so you've been warned. Now it starts off, Wednesday being this normal, in a regular school, kind of not fitting. It's kind of like this, like kind of almost a little bit Riverdale kind of thing, which I feel is like, yeah, alright, but we get this really fun sequence where these gym guys basically bully her brother, and she doesn't take that, and she takes a bunch of piranhas we see in the trailer and just dumps them in the water. I was just like, yes, this is a way how to introduce the character. It was really interesting, but because of those actions, she gets kicked out of the school. The only options that Morticia and Gomez see fit is to put her in the school that they went to when they were younger, in this academy, basically in this little, next to this little town. And you get kind of like, yeah, you get the similar vibes of Harry Potter. You have these similar, you have the wolves, you have more these sirens, you have this, you have monsters, you have this. You like, it's a supernatural school, and I feel like, but it was very interesting, it was very engaging, kind of expands the world of the Addams Family more, which I feel like the movies did kind of a little bit, but not really. It focused more on the family, and this explores more like the the other people that are also like these weird families that we have. Expands more the world. We get to see different species, different more supernatural things, which is actually interesting and something new, added to the Addams Family project, which are really good. And you kind of get like the typical tropes, of Wednesday when her, being a dorm, and her roommate played by Emma Myers, who plays Wolf, have like this super bright, colorful, happy joy character, and she's like the dark, gloomy character, which I feel like, okay, I see what they did. You get the typical things, but she's really great in the show, and they both chemistry is really good, and I really like the friendship that they sort of build throughout the show. But the most interesting aspect of the show is, you think about, oh, it's just gonna be her, doing this, the typical high school stuff that you get. It actually turns into a very interesting mystery, which I really like, with all these murders and this monster showing up. It's really interesting. This is really great mystery on, like what's really going on, who is this monster, why this and that, how Wednesday is somehow connected to it. It really builds up this great mystery around the show, which I feel like was done very well. And to have like then feel that the monster played by Hunter Dunn is like, he's the monster's also the guy who kind of fought for Wednesday, like this kind of cute romantic relationship, which was also interesting to see. I really like this aspect of Wednesday because it's a different aspect. When we get to see Wednesday, played by Christina Ricci, like she was still a child. She's not grown, she's still like very child things, but like this is more as a teenager, it's a different stage in her life. And also to have Christina Ricci, as one of the teachers in school, and then also find out that she's the one who actually wants to find this pilgrim who back in the day, tried to kill all the, not normal people, all the freaks basically, as he said, and she being the one who brings him alive because she feels the same way, which I kind of feel was a great twist. I did not expect that. You always think it's his therapist, which they have there, but like, no, it's the way they introduce and they use Christina Ricci in the show is actually very good in every useful way. I really like the way to introduce her. I also like the backstory that they have, like with Gomez and Morticia, where this murder which they have of this kid, where you think it's, Gomez took the fall for Morticia and everything. I also say Luz Guzman and Christina Zeta-Jones as Morticia and Gomez are freaking perfect. from Zeta-Jones is really great. This Morticia, also Lost Gosman, he's just entertaining. I love this dude. He's just so entertaining and so fun. Also, Gwendolyn Christie is also great as the principal of the school. There's some really great scenes with her and her. So I feel like everything is done so well. It's so entertaining. There is a really fun aspect. Also, the dance sequence, you know, which just became now a meme all over TikTok. Like, I can't look at my damn TikTok feed without seeing this dance in some way or another. But it's like, it's a really great show. Also, like that, like Wednesday does dance, because I feel like the child version of Wednesday would not, but the teenage version of Wednesday does, and she has like her own specific way of dancing. I really like she has this own way of doing things. But yes, there's one mistake what I really noticed, because like there's this scene where this whole school goes basically into this pilgrimage world, and they have to help their work and everything and entertain tourists. And there's a scene where Wednesday is supposed to speak German, and I can tell you that's not German. That's not German, das ist nicht Deutsch auf 100%. Ich kann dir sagen, als Deutscher, das ist auf jeden Fall kein Deutsch. Ich habe das mehrmals gehört, mehrmals zugehört, das ist kein Deutsch. Auf gar keinen Fall. Ich habe das mehrmals geguckt und das war gar nichts. Ich konnte nicht verstehen ein Wort. Das ist, yes, I speak German, I am German, but like, I watched this scene 3 times back to back, and I could not understand a word she said in German. Except for maybe what did she say? No, seriously, I just tried to think of it, like, was there any word, like, no, that scene was bad. That was like the only bad thing I know about the show. Like, that's not German. As a native speaker, like, no, das ist es nicht, auf gar keinen Fall. Auf gar keinen Fall. That's I was like, maybe she should have, why doesn't she speak Spanish? I think this would have been better, because Jenna Ortega is Latina, so she can speak Spanish. I think it would have been more interesting, like, to have her speak Spanish. It would have been easier for her than to have a scene where she speaks German, where she does not know the language at all and can not even say one word correctly. That was like the only down point I would say. And as far as story points, there's sometimes some aspects of the show, like with the sirens, I feel like, yeah, it was somewhat interesting. You get the typical, you know, school bully with her antics, but we find a little bit more interesting about them world, how they can control people, you know, and her not liking with the parents. I do like this, you know, kid relationship that you have throughout the show with Wednesday and her parents, and with Wolf and her parents, you know, her not wolfing out and everything. But I really say this mystery is really great. I really like that Wednesday kind of plays the detective. I really like Uncle Fester in the show. He was fun and engaging. Also, I wish we got a little bit more of him. But I'm really excited. I really hope we get to see season 2 of this world more expanding. But Wednesday is a great show. I really had fun with it. I'm going to give this series an 8 out of 10. So yeah, Wednesday, let me know what you think of the show. Did you like it? Did you didn't like it? I liked it. It was entertaining. It was fun. Tim Burton was a great guy to add to the show. And I feel like I'm excited to see what season 2 has to hold. So thanks everybody for watching. As always, see you next time.